I believe I have become a convert to the ways of ending and relisting items on eBay. So, yeah, this month my sales have been dire. Very slow anyway, maybe not that bad. There's nothing dire about any of this. I'm just making a little extra money on the side. Anyway, they have been slow this month anyway, especially compared to the earlier months this year. So in January, February, March, and April, I was doing very, very well. Like I was doubling and tripling the amount of money that I made the months in the previous year, 2024. Then I hit May. There was a real slowdown in sales. I barely made like 50 cents more than I made in May of last year. Then June came, seemed like it was a little bit of a turnaround. I did pretty well in June. Then I thought that trajectory would continue through July, but July 1st hit and my sales just went off the deep end. So I've been doing everything I could think of to try to boost performance here. I've been sending out offers. I've been doing sale events. I've been listing as much as I possibly can. And I also, it is very often recommended to end items and either relist them or sell similar. This is what I'm on the fence about, which of those two is better. But right now, I'm just going to talk about ending and relisting. So Sunday morning, I woke up. I had maybe 2 sales before I got out of bed, but the Saturday before I only had 1 sale, very, very low value sale. So Sunday I got up and I thought I'm going to just do this, try this relisting. I do relist, I do end. Usually I'll do maybe 3 to 5 nights a week. I will end the last 5 or 10 oldest items in my shop. I'll end them and then relist them. And I haven't seen any increase in sales from doing that, but I do it because it feels like those things are so old. They need a little bit of refreshing. Sometimes I feel like I just need to look at the titles and the description and the photos and check the shipping, make sure I don't have a CD that has a $25 shipping amount on it because I put the wrong dimensions or weight in, something like that. So I do those relistings, 5 or 10 items periodically, let's say 3 to 5 times a week. So I probably do that often. And like I said, haven't seen any evidence that has been helpful. But Sunday morning, I had those couple of sales in the morning and I thought, I want to do better than this today. It was such a bad day yesterday. I have a goal for the year and I really want to reach it, even though I think it's highly unlikely that I'm going to. I'm trying to make $50,000 this year, and I think I did some math the other day and I came up with a prediction that I would make $45,360, which is still pretty good, but that's not the 50 that I'm trying to make. So anyway, the point of the story is I relisted like approximately 300 items Sunday morning, and then sales really started coming in. So I had 10 sales during the day, which is, I would say for the past 3 months, I haven't had that kind of numbers of sales in a single day, 10 items sold all in one day. And a couple of them were pretty good. So 2 items over $100, one that was around 80 or 60 or something like that. I ended up the day having made over $300 in one day, which for me is good. Like my goal is $170 a day right now. That's what I'm going to need every day to get me to $50,000. So this 325, obviously that's more than 170. So that's going to make the 170 average per day get a little bit lower. The more $300 days I can get, the more wiggle room I have for this $170 number. Anyway, today I did, instead of just doing like a big giant batch like I did yesterday, I ended and relisted a few things periodically throughout the day. So I did like 20 and 20 on my lunch break. I did some in the morning, I did some on my lunch break, and did some later in the afternoon. And then when I got home from work, I relisted 200 items. So I probably did relist about 300 again today. And it did seem like it helped. I've got sales coming in already for older items. So I have 7 orders to pack up today. So I sold 7 things today. I cannot say for sure that it's because of this relisting, but it feels like it is. So I have to do a lot more scientific study of this and try to figure out what exactly is going on. If it's correlation, or if it's causation, or if correlation and causation go together, the terminology. Anyway, I was telling my friend at work about my success yesterday, and he is an eBay seller as well. He has a relatively small shop, maybe 120 items in his shop, and he hasn't sold anything in like over a week. So I suggested to him, why don't you end a few of these things and relist them and see what happens? So I think he did about 30 or so. He relisted them right there when I was talking to him. And within an hour, he sold 3 items. So that seems like pretty good evidence that this technique works. So I'm going to keep doing it. I think he's going to start doing it more often, and we're going to try to just keep track and see what happens. So I'm fairly confident that ending and relisting works. So now the only thing is, what's the difference between ending and relisting and ending and selling similar, which is 2 different functions on eBay that they do work a little differently from my end. Doing the selling similar is a little bit more cumbersome for me, so I prefer to do the end and relist. But a lot of people recommend the selling similar. So I'm going to have to be very systematic about it. I'm going to try to do like a certain number of relistings and then a certain number of selling similars and try to just keep track of it. There are too many variables in eBay that are beyond my control. Like there's so many things that eBay's doing that I don't know about, that I don't know that I can ever come up with a clear, very definitive answer about what's happening and what is the best thing to do, but I'm going to do my best. So today I think I did relist about 300 items. I got these 7 sales. It's not quite as profitable as yesterday, but I think it's up to like 180. It's in the 180s right now. We still have to do shipping, so that's probably going to be, let's see, 7 times 6, 136. Let's make a prediction. Let's just do this for fun. I'm going to predict that today shipping should be, what's 7 times 6 is like 40. I'm going to guess 140. I'm going to guess after I print these shipping labels, we're going to make $140. So I wrote it down here. I should probably write prediction. Look at how this red dry erase marker, I don't know if you can see this, is changing to like a blood red when it touches this thermal label printer, this thermal printing label. It's kind of interesting. So anyway, we're going to say 140. I think that's my prediction for how much money we're going to make today. So stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to pack up everything here, and then we're going to buy labels for these and then head over to this spreadsheet and see exactly how much money we make on each of these items, and more importantly, how much money we made for the entire day profit-wise. And we're trying to, I think it's going to be around 140. Hopefully it's more than that. I'm not going to predict if it's going to be higher or lower. I'm just going to say 140. So stick around, see if my prediction is right, see how much money I made today, and get an idea of the kind of money that you can make if you want to be an eBay reseller. Okay, before I cut, I'm going to go and put these 10 sales from yesterday on my tally board. So that was Sunday. I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did something wrong. Anyway, there should be 2 more here. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna get everything ready to pack and get started, and then this should take, I'm gonna say it's gonna take 35 minutes tonight, because these look like pretty easy packages to, pretty easy items to pack. So hang on for 1 second. We'll be right back and start packing. Okay, we're back and we're ready to pack. So let's get going. Make this as simple as possible. Okay, right here I have a Donkey Kong Nintendo GameCube game. I got this for free. Sometimes if I remember to do it, I'll put a piece of bubble wrap inside the case so the disc won't come out. This is not a high value item, so I'm putting it in an envelope. It's only, it only sold for $11.19, but I got this for free, so $11 is a good turnaround for me from 0 to 11. I'm perfectly happy with sales of that amount. I think this will fit in here. I had a bunch of GameCube games, maybe 8 to 10 that I got all for free in one go. And I thought they would sell much quicker, but they've been, this one's been sitting around. I think there's still another one left in there, but most of them sold pretty quickly. And there were even some that were like, that wasn't even the game. It was just an empty case that sold for pretty good. Some Mario ones that were like $45 or $50 just for the case. I like to put this cardboard on to protect games or CDs and stuff like that. If I'm going to put it on an envelope, I want to give it a fighting chance to get through the postal system without too much damage. I don't think there will be any damage to this. All right, this envelope's a little too narrow. That one's even smaller, 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 smaller. This one will do. These are used Amazon envelopes. I went to this local not-for-profit organization that's called EcoShip that's here in Chicago. They collect used packing materials from anybody who doesn't want them to go in the garbage, you know, to start filling up landfills, and they just give them away to anybody who wants them. I know recently they were just kind of in a, like a storage unit, public storage space, and they moved out of there into a real storefront. And they have started to charge for some items. Like they had like brand new cardboard boxes, like nice, perfect condition cardboard boxes. And they were charging like $0.25 a piece for them or something like that. So it's a good deal. If you're in Chicago, check them out. What did I just hear? Sounded like a bell. Oh, well, I don't have any bells here, so I don't know what that was. Okay, Donkey Konga. This must be a music game. I'm not sure. I'm not really a gamer. I was just thinking about this today. When I was a youngster, we had the original Atari 2600 and played that a lot. And then when I graduated up to the regular Nintendo, I guess it was probably called NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, I recognized in myself obsession. I was playing this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, and I kept getting more and more angry when I couldn't get past a level or whatever. And I was snapping at my siblings, throwing the controller down, and I thought, this is not healthy for me, so I stopped playing video games back then. And I did get back into it a little bit when my brother had what would it have been? Original Xbox, maybe. He was playing, it was Halo and Grand Theft Auto, and I kind of got into that then, but that was just for a little while. Then I bought myself an Xbox one time because I just wanted to play a game for some reason, and I played maybe for 6 months a few games that I had, and then ended up selling that Xbox. So not really a video game person, so I don't know what Donkey Konga is, but I know it's worth $11.19. All right, right here I have a Lenders Bagels stuffed character. It's some kind of promotional item. It says on the back 1998 Bagel Fest. So where did I get this? Oh, I got this I've been selling a lot of stuff from this store. It's a little thrift store near me that is associated with a retirement home. And I do usually find some decent stuff there. This is nothing to write home about, but I got this little Lenders Bagels guy for $3. I think I had it listed probably for $21.99, something like that. I sold it once, and the person canceled the order right away after I had already brought it out and gotten ready. I was getting ready to pack it, and the cancellation request came in. So that kind of sucked, but I sold it now. This was on sale, so it was down to $17.59. When did I buy this guy? February of this year. It feels like much longer ago than that. I would have said I got this in 2024 for sure, but February 2025. Today is July 20th or 21st? 21st. So I think they came out with like 4 or 5 of these different Lenders Bagels characters, and this is the one I happen to have. He's gonna go right in this box, this little box, and that's gonna be it for him. I'm gonna try I'm not gonna waste my time putting these extra pieces of tape on these lightweight boxes. Blender, it only weighs 9 ounces. 10 by 7 by 3, and it's going to, NS, California. This is gonna be surprisingly expensive to ship. It seems like when they changed when the shipping rates went up recently, everything going to California is much more expensive than it used to be. Pineapple, come here, buddy. Come here. Hi. Here comes my boy. Come here. Come here. Say hi. There's a good boy. You gonna lay in your bed? You looking for a bed to lay in? Okay, he's found a spot. We've had a nice quiet day today. No storms, no fireworks so far. So hopefully it stays that way tonight. I was doing a lot of research today on anxiety medications and trying to figure out, we're gonna have to find a new vet and go there and try some new anxiety medications. I think that I was talking to somebody at work today, and they called their friend who had an anxious dog, and that person gave me some advice that's basically saying some of his bad behaviors, his anxiety related behaviors, sound more like OCD, which I would agree with that. And so we're going to look into some of the anxiety medications that are focused more on OCD issues. So that's the plan for now. I'm not sure if it's going to be necessary to do it this year, but next summer we have to have a solution. This year has been very, very difficult. Okay. In this bag is a Polo Ralph Lauren. It's like a long sleeve t-shirt, and it has this super big stitched on pony. I thought this was going to be a big seller, but it wasn't that great. Why don't you lay down, dude? Here, lay down in your bed. Take a load off. Why don't you take a load off? Lay in your bed. All right, I'm just gonna ignore him while I'm working. Okay, so I thought this was gonna sell for $40 or something, but I got $19.99 for it. I paid $4.50 for it at the Goodwill. People complain about their prices going up, and they have gone up, but I'm still able to find decent stuff there. Maybe this wasn't the best thing I've ever purchased, but it's definitely gonna make a little bit of money. This came in again, February, so I bought this about the same time as that Lenders Bagel guy. A couple weeks later, 1 week later. But this one came from the Goodwill, and what did I say? For $4.50 I paid for it, and sold it for $19.99 plus shipping. Polo, 12 ounces. Who's it going to? CC. This is only going to Indiana. Should be relatively inexpensive. Okay, that's the bagel. Oh, I was going in the wrong direction. That's why. Okay, this is a DVD. I also got this for free. This is it's a tutorial on how to do, it's called the basics couture techniques. So I think it's like, I don't even know what you call it. Seamstering? I really don't know what you call it, but it's like dressmaking or suit making. It's a 2 DVD set from the Tauntaun Press, and it's a pretty valuable disc. I sold this for $59.99. So $60 for that. I got it for free. I would take $60 all day. That's great. So while that other one I put in an envelope, this one I'm going to put it in a box for $60. I think that is box worthy. And I'm going to wrap it with some paper, and I'm going to put some paper in the box. This one I got in just a couple of months ago, April. So about 3 months to sell. Make $60. Well, we'll probably make $48, $50 after fees and everything. This one I'm gonna go tape this one all the way around just for the sake of it. Okay, couture, 10 ounces, 10 by 7 by 3, and who's it going to? Who bought this? SR, South Dakota, all the way to South Dakota. Okay, next. I have this box here, so I'm gonna skip around and do this thing. This is a Braun coffee grinder. I guess it could be a spice grinder. I got this from an estate sale pretty recently, I think, the middle of June 9th. In my notes, it says I paid $1.75 for this. I'm sure it had a $5 price tag on it, and I must have averaged out the cost. However much I paid at that sale time, or divided by however many items I got. So $1.75 I paid for this. My average notes say. I'm gonna make this box a little smaller and fit this in here. This is a vintage one. It looked like it was, I mean, since it had the box, I assumed it was gonna be brand new. But when I got it home and opened it up, it was pretty, it wasn't super dirty, but it definitely had been used. So I cleaned all the coffee grinds out of it and got it listed. So here it is. A couple months later, sold for $23. So I must have taken an offer on this. I can't remember, but $23 even sounds like an offer to me. I probably had it listed for $25.99, $24.99, so not much of a discount on it, but I'm always happy to consider a reasonable offer. I usually have minimum offers turned on eBay where you can say just reject any offers that come in under this amount, because in most cases I don't want to deal with people who send lowball offers. And as I've been relisting items, I've been leaving the option for offers on, but turning off that minimum. I'm gonna try see if I can haggle with people a little bit. So it's already happening. Like today, just before I came down here, I have an item that's listed for, I think it's like $105. It's just over $100, and somebody sent me an offer for $23. So in the past, that would have just been automatically rejected, but today I sent them an offer, a counter offer for for 80. So I don't think they're gonna take that because, you know, they only want to spend $23 on this $100 item. But I went and I looked at recent sales of the same item, and it seems like they're selling pretty regularly from like $65 to $100. So the market has changed a little since I listed it, because I had it listed over 100. But that doesn't mean I'm going to take $23. So I do want to sell stuff, but I don't want to sell it at a loss. So I sent the counter offer for 80. We'll see if they come back somewhere like 65. I'd be happy to sell it for 65. Okay, this is a coffee grinder. Coffee. I'm going to use this to cover this label that's here right now. I don't know where this came from. Gojo Industries Provon. I have no idea what this is. Foaming hand wash. Okay, coffee grinder, 2.5, well, 2 pounds, 5 ounces, 11 by 8 by 5. Who's the buyer? The buyer's initials are DL. All right, there's one more done. So what's that? 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 2 more. One of these is going to be a little bit complicated, but not really, because I'm going to make a box from scratch. I think I can do it pretty quickly. But this box is going to have a plate in it. It's pretty oversized. The box is oversized, but it is a fragile plate, dinner plate. All right, this is a Kate. Is it Kate Spade? Kate Spade from Lennox. It says Library Lane. That's the pattern, and then it has a navy blue line around here. So it must have come in different colors. It's not the most valuable plate ever. I sold it for $21.59, so that sounds like a 20% off situation. I only paid $2 for it, so that's 10 times my money. I need to get rid of these tubes. If anybody has ideas for tubes, I'm not going to ever be sending anything in the mail in a tube. They just, when that price increase went up at the post office, part of that was surcharges for irregular shaped packages, including poster tubes. So I think just by sending something in there, whatever the price is, they add like $4 or $5 to it. So I won't be using any poster tubes anytime soon. All right, I'm gonna use a little tape on here. It took me a while to find that plate. I just had a whole stack of plates in there, and I just overlooked it several times before I finally realized where it was. In the closet over there. Okay, I got a few wraps going one direction. Now I'm gonna go a few wraps in the other direction. And then I'm gonna just cover this thing with paper and put it in this box, and we're gonna be just fine. All right, paper. I basically want it floating in the center of this box, as far away from any side as I can possibly be. Okay, this needs more paper in here. I can feel it moving around. Okay, one time somebody commented on a video saying I should be using a normal tape gun, and I do have one here. They were saying you're taking too many steps to get to that this tape dispenser. But I'm not taking any steps at all. It just looks like it because of the wide angle lens. It's like right here within reach of my hands. I'm not stepping anywhere to get it. And they might be right. You know, I used to work in a factory, and I use a tape gun like that 8 hours a day. But this feels good to me. I'm not gonna put any more tape on there. I'm just wasting tape now. Plate. It's almost 3 pounds. And this is gonna be 16 by 4. Who's it going to? AC, this is going to Pennsylvania. AC, I could use some right now. I'm getting a little sweaty from doing this packaging. Okay, I'm gonna move everything out of the way right now and create a box from scratch for this, which is a hockey player for a, I mean, this is like the goalie for a hockey game. I bought this game at the Goodwill. A Goodwill I seldom go to. I bought the whole game for $20 and it was selling for like $200 to $300 in complete condition. But when I got it home, like often, some of the pieces were broken. So I decided to part it out, and it took a little work to take the whole thing apart, but I did get it apart, and these guys are selling. I decided to do free shipping on these, test the waters on that. And so I'm selling these for like $38 to $45 with free shipping. This is not gonna work. This piece of cardboard is not big enough for what I'm trying to do here. I don't think. Okay, how tall is he? How tall is this cap? This sheet of cardboard is like double layered, so it's a little bit tough to bend it, but it's not that bad. Okay, is that gonna be? I think it could be okay. We'll find out. If this cardboard is not big enough, or if it is big enough, it's gonna be just barely big enough. But it looks like it probably is gonna be. The same person that was telling me not to use that tape dispenser told me not to use this either. That I should be using a real box resizing tool, but I use it for this scenario where I have a flat piece of cardboard, and I also have the box resizing tool. You saw me use it tonight on this. Okay, this has got to be here and here. I used to do, when I was first selling on eBay, would have been like 1999 to 2002 or something like that, around that time period. I did every single box that every package I shipped out, I did like this by creating a box from scratch, which in retrospect is crazy, like the amount of time I spent just folding cardboard. Okay, knife. This piece I don't need. This piece I don't need. I could just use a box I already had made. I just kind of wanted to do this for fun, for the sake of it. I'm trying to make flaps here that are going to fold up and go inside the box, so it's sealed up all the way around. They usually need to be a little smaller, a little shorter than the height of the box. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut these shorter. They don't need to be that long. If this cardboard wasn't so thick, all of this would be happening a lot faster, but it is double walled. I'm not even sure where this sheet of cardboard came from, what it was for originally. Okay, so here we go. Fold it this way, fold this guy in, fold this guy in. This is gonna be, gotta be smaller than that. I used to just use the knife like that and score it instead of using that actual scoring tool, but it you know, it weakens the box to do that. This is taking a little bit longer than I would like, but I'm just gonna keep going here. This is like, you know, arts and crafts time, I guess. And I'm starting to get sweaty from doing it. It's a little bit warm down here. Okay, let's try this again. Fold, fold, fold. This should slide in here and go above those two flaps. Perfect. Fold it over. Perfect. Okay, we'll leave this side open and put this hockey player in there. First, let's get rid of all this garbage. I should have my garbage can be mobile so I can pull it over here, but it's squeezed pretty tight in here between this radiator and this counter. Look at these two. Okay, I want paper. Close that, slide that in, get in there. Yeah, you got it. Okay, custom box for a goalie. It's pretty much square. Come on, hold still. There we go, good. Okay, how much did he weigh? 7 ounces. Goalie, 15 by 5 by 3. And where's he going? This little goalie is going to AC in Pennsylvania. Did I say AC before? Is it possible I had a person buy a Kate Spade plate? And yes, it is. This person bought 2 items for me, a plate and a goalie. These are the most far away from each other items as I could imagine. So how am I gonna differentiate? I guess I'll just figure it out. I'll just try my best to keep it in order. Okay, I'm gonna buy labels for these packages. We'll come right back and figure out how much money we made. So stick around for a couple more minutes. All right, we're back. Everybody's got labels. We're all ready to go. These boxes will go out on my porch tomorrow morning, and I will request a pickup from my carrier. And she will come and get them in probably around 11:30. That's what I think she usually comes. Okay, let's go through all of the profits that we made today. Okay, we'll start with this Braun coffee grinder, and let's go through every part of it. Like I paid $1.75 for it. I sold it for $23. The shipping fee that I charged the buyer was $11.67. The shipping cost, my actual cost for buying that label was $10.16. So we made about $1.40 there, $1.50. The eBay fees were $4.78, and there was no promotional fee on this one. So that means a total profit for that item of $17.98. Okay, everything else we're just going to go through. The hockey player, the little goalie for the hockey game, I made $26.63. The Kate Spade plate, $16.21. The couture sewing DVD set was $46.35. The Ralph Lauren polo long sleeve green shirt was $12.91. And the Lenders little stuffed character was $12 even. And Donkey Konga, the Nintendo GameCube game, was $10.73. So that gives us a total profit right now of $142.45. So if you remember, my prediction from earlier is on this little scrap of paper, $140. So I underestimated a little bit. We made about $2 more. So not a bad day considering how things have been recently. I would like to be making at least $170 a day. That's the goal I need on average to reach $50,000 this year at this point. So we're not quite there. 142. It's only 9:44. I have a strong feeling that there might be some more sales coming in tonight before 2 a.m. So basically, I need to make, if I want to get that $170 average per day this month, I need to make $1,500 for the rest of the month. And I think today's the 21st, there's 10 days left this month, so I need to basically make $150 a day every day until the end of the month. So I'm only at 142 today, so we're going to be keeping our fingers crossed that another sale will come in, or 2 or 3 or even more. So right now, average profit per sale is $25.09. So that number has been going up slowly this month. It was way, way lower than that. So hopefully we will get a couple more sales tonight. At least one. I would be happy to have one more sale. But we will certainly have sales tomorrow, and I'll be packing them up just like I did tonight. So tune in tomorrow. I'll have another video, packing video. If no sales come in by some catastrophe, if there's some kind of catastrophe and I don't get any sales at all, I'll figure out something else to record. So stick with me every day of the week. I'm trying to take one step at a time along this path, and I'm trying to get $50,000 this year. So stick with me and find out if we make it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again very soon. Bye.